How's it, guys? Just make a quick little video, just based on an idea I got with a guy was just chatting to me on the beach the other day, asking me what I'd take out on the kayak with me. I'd made a bit of a rare appearance fishing on the kayak. I haven't done it for a while, which is it was very lucky to be out there. And then yeah, we just got chatting on the beach, and he was just asking me a couple of things. It's like everyone should be doing. I think he's maybe a newbie, but everyone should be picking each other's brains and see what works for them, and maybe how they can enhance their own fishing. So I thought I'd just run through a few things. Obviously, this is not a hard and fast set of stuff to take. This is my personal preference. Everyone is different, and it's a bit of a guideline in terms of what would suit you and what, like I say, what works for me. Obviously, I often will take stuff that I'm trying out, something new technique, or maybe trying out a different brand or a different lure or something like that, just for the purpose of Go Fish and the magazine, etc. But every angler is different. There's a lot of good anglers out there, better anglers than me that may be doing things slightly differently. They might do stuff similar. They might take a lot less. They might take a lot more. I'm sort of the angler. Maybe I do maybe take a little bit too much stuff with me sometimes, but um, I'd rather be on the water and say, "Oh, I'm glad I brought that with me," than sitting out there saying, "Sure, but I wish I'd brought that particular bucktail, or I wish I'd brought that drop shot, or that popper, or whatever it may be." I'd rather not have the regrets out on the water. I'd rather be properly prepared. So I'm just going to run over the lures that work for me and what I take out with me. So the first I'm going to go over is the trawling lures. As you'll see, there's a fair selection that I take out with me. Sometimes I actually take a bit more than this, and often none of it ends. Half of it never gets used, but you rather, like I said, I'd rather have them than not have them. These are good for snook. This is the Strike Pro Rattler. No, sorry, the Strike Pro, the Kingfisher Strike Pro. These are very, very good for snook. A lovely action on them. They mimic those little bait fish really nicely. The hooks can be a little bit softer when it comes to the bigger fish. Maybe like if there's a big snook around, or maybe some cuter swimming in amongst them. So it's not a bad idea to change the hooks at some point for slightly stronger ones. And then moving on to this. This is a very good lure that I find works very well. It's worked very effectively for me for snook. This is a Nomad Starks minnow. This is a 95, size 95. And this is this pattern and size in particular has worked particularly well. I'm not sure exactly what it's mimicking in our waters. It's probably a bit of an Aussie design, but it definitely works here. It might even mimic those little lizard fish that swim around and a lot of guys throw away, but they shouldn't. But yeah, it definitely works. This is the ghost pattern, I think it's called. This is the Starks 116. This is a slightly bigger profile. So when they snook after a bit of a bigger fish, I think these translucent lures, the reason they work well is because they mimic those bait fish like that swim around in the estuaries and are translucent and see through themselves. Then always good to have a Rapala or two in the box. This is mimicking a Bonnie Eastern Little Tuna, well, that's how I see it. And it's a lovely little lure with lovely action, well made, well crafted lure. These are good for snook as well. So that Rapala is always the Rapala Magnum is always good for a variety of species. These these hooks are very sharp on this bottom line. Crystal minnow, I think it's called. You get the Zuri crystal minnow, bottom line, make one. Lovely shape, swims really well. A lot of guys have had a lot of success on these in particular. This is one of my favorites, Halco Laser Pro 120. Perfect for the kayak. Very, very popular lure for the kayak. Right size, great action on these. Can be used for a variety of species from tuna, dorado, cuta, snook. It's a perfect size there for pulling on the kayak. Two very good colors there. You got the Rattler from Kingfisher. This is also a 120 size. Different lip on it, so it changes the action slightly. This color's worked very well for us up in Mozambique, funny enough. Yeah, it'll work well down here too. This is a lure from Africa Lures. I haven't used it enough yet. I think I've taken it out once or twice and pulled it around just briefly. I haven't done a lot of lure fishing in the last few months, so over the next few months I will definitely be trying this out. In particular, it's got a different shape to it, and interesting shape, very different to the other lures, and I know a lot of guys have had a lot of success on these. So yeah, it's going to be cool to check how that works. Then we've got the Laser Pro 160. This is a bigger profile lure. Not a lot of kayak fishermen use this size. I always like to take at least one of those with. I've had good success on those with Dorado, tuna. So it's always just good to have a bigger profile in the box as well. This is my selection of spoons. This is actually a bit of a small selection. Sometimes I take even one or two more. And that's because snook are very fussy. And most of these sort of size spoons are very good for fishing for snook. And you'll find that often, like, you can be casting a bigger profile twisty like that, and the snook will only be trying a small profile baitfish, and then they'll only go for this. So you switch over to that, and then suddenly you're successful. So it's always good to match the hatch and try have a good selection of different sizes. There's the anchovy spoon that you can get in a variety of sizes as well. These have worked very, very well for snook for us. That's the 18 gram. I think this is the 30 gram, if I'm not, a 35 gram, and I think it comes in a 45 and 65 as well. So there's a few different sizes on those anchovy spoons as well. They're very, very good. Helco Twisty, deadly for snook as well. Also a variety of sizes and different colors as well. The Onda, it's basically a spoon cross a stick bait in a way. Can't go wrong with the Onda. The action, color, and quality is unmatched. This is a Fish Inc. Flanker. I think, yeah, the Flanker. These also come in a variety of sizes. Very lekker, very successful lure for snook as well. Then my sort of bigger profile lures, stick baits, poppers, that sort of thing. There you go. There's a Rapala. What is this one? A Flash X Dart, I think it's called. Yeah, Flash X Dart. That's exactly what it does. It darts around the water, mimicking a bait fish that's fleeing from predators. The action's fantastic. I haven't caught on it yet. Like I say, I haven't used some of these. I haven't used them extensively, some of these, but I've worked it in the water, and it works. You know, it works in the water really well. Darts and dives, and actually pops a little bit as well. Jumps out the water. These are good. Always good to have a good profile stick bait in the water. Nomad Chug Norris. Love the action on this popper. Always need to have a popper or two. The old rooster popper, and can't go wrong with a couple of socks poppers in the hatch. This one doesn't get used as much anymore. It's more memorabilia. And then a sock stick bait that mimics a mackerel, sock stick 180. So yeah, good to have a good variety on there. So those are just the extras there. And then sorry, someone was knocking there. Daisy chains, homemade daisy chains, and store-bought daisy chains, your preference. Snook like them. Bonnies, a lot of fish like daisy chains, so it's always good to have some daisy chains in. And then I always have some jigging lures. So if I'm landing up on the on the reef and the bite's been a bit quiet, I always pull out the bucktails. This is the Berkeley bucktail. It's a particularly good. It's got a strong hook, and it's got this little bit of extra grip on the hook for if you're putting if you want to put a drop shot on, a soft drop shot on. And then we always have a few dirty prawns. I love the dirty prawns. They're handcrafted, particularly well thought out lures for various different species, and work very, very well. And then obviously a variety of little spoons and jigs. These are the Maria spoons. This is a size 45. That one's missing its trebles at the back. There's one with its trebles. So that's the Maria spoon. They very, very effective jigging, throwing as a spoon. Very, very effective. The Kingfisher range, I think they're the Mustad range of the Tracer Shot. These are lacquer for slow pitching in our local waters. And then I also take out some different stuff sometimes. And recently I took this out. This is from Williamson, this little Kona. It's actually, I lost the hook to a hammerhead, but the action in the water is actually really, really good, even on the speed of the kayak. So it's got that good Kona action where it's like pushing through, pushing on the surface and slowing down and chugging and drawing bubbles out and making it a very effective trawling lure. And I think these would be very, very effective for tuna, dories, and even for snook possibly. So I'm definitely going to be fishing a bit more with this. This is not something that a lot of kayak anglers do, but this is a really, really nice size. So I'm going to be trying that a lot more in the upcoming months. And then there's another little Kona there that's lacquer for catching small little jube, small little bonnies to use as live bait. So yeah, guys, that's it. Sort of just a snook trace. We'll go into that some other time. But that's a bit of a rundown of my stuff that I take out in terms of lures on the kayak. And yeah, hopefully that helps some of you.